game. So I made some money this weekend. I put a fiver on Aston Villa to win. Yeah.
Wow.
I actually put down to win because I don't trust Arsenal, and anyone who supports Arsenal will know that you don't trust Arsenal. It's as simple as that. Arsenal go down in a fucking blaze of not so much glory as they lose 3-0 to Aston Villa. And despite having some good opportunities in this game, I think that they were, for the majority part, outplayed. I think Villa are, what did I say after that Villa-Southampton game? They may not win every game, but they're always going to score goals. They have the capability of scoring so many goals. Watkins, by the way, was fucking awesome in this game. He was superb. Love him.
He was such a great pickup from Brentford.
Yeah. Do you know what I love? Seeing players like him playing well. James Ward-Prowse doing so well for Southampton. Guys that you wouldn't expect. Guys that have been around the block and you wouldn't expect them to be lights out, and they are right now. Villa thoroughly deserved their win. Arsenal were lazy. They were, frankly, a bit incompetent. And a lot of this comes down to their terrible back line, by the way. And if it wasn't for Tierney making a world-class block on the line, could have been much worse as well. Could have been much worse. My good brother Steve, as you know, obviously the co-host of WrestlePlay, loves Arsenal more than anything else, and he is kind of my go-to guy to speak to about Arsenal. Haven't spoken to him about this yet, so I look forward to roasting me. But he said to me the other day, "Do you know what? I like Rob Holding. He's not a world-class centre-half, but he's a guy who works hard for you." Well, he fucking went missing in this game, bro. I don't know what happened. Rob Holding was non-existent. Quite literally, it was like a scene out of Ghost. I don't know what to say. It's classic Arsenal, though, isn't it? You know, they go to Old Trafford, get a win. They do well in Europe. You know, they're picking up results in Europa League. They look like they're cruising in Europa League right now. They're a good cup side as well. Arteta, to be fair, has gotten playing better. But this is the kind of game where you thought, Arsenal might step up and get a draw here, not get fucking bummed by Aston Villa. So it's kind of a game of two halves in the sense of same old Arsenal, flattering to deceive. But at the same time, we got to make sure Villa get their due and get their credit because they played a wonderful game of football. And instead of bleating on about, fucking Arsenal, are we surprised that their back four ships goals? It's a terrible back four. It's not very good. Kieran Tierney, right, is a nice little player, but that's all he is. Nice little player. He's all right.
He's a wing back.
Yeah, he's a wing back. He runs forward. Same with old Hector, Freddie Mercury Bellerin with his terrible tash over the other side. State of your facial hair, bro, for fuck's sake. I've literally shaved like 2/3 of my beard, mate, and I still look like tenfold man than you ever look. You look like a baby. You look a little bit like one of them Team America puppets when he sticks all the fucking foot. It's just not good. Not good, mate. Just shave that tash. Unless it's for Movember, which I know it's not because you were starting that well before November. So I'm on to you, sunshine. You know, unless you're going to all of a sudden start singing, "Mama, just kill the man. Put a gun against my head so I don't have to play with David Luiz." It's fucking terrible. Fucking terrible. There's a lot of singing going on tonight. I'm disappointed is what I am because Arsenal, you know, they do so well. They're right as shit. They're playing good football. And then they just get thoroughly walloped by Aston Villa. And people are saying like, if they've taken their chances. There are no ifs in football. Take them or lose. It's as simple as that. And they didn't have a plethora of chances. People are acting like Arsenal had 55 shots on target. They didn't. They played well. They looked good going forward, but not good enough. Do you know what Arsenal lack? Killer instinct. They need somebody who's going to step on their throat. And that's something that, God forbid, Chelsea do have. Chelsea have that. Liverpool have that. Man City have it. Leicester, Southampton, and even Everton to a certain extent have that. They have players that are basically assassins who will get the job done when it is needed. And they do not. Stop nodding your head, Bukkake captain. I'm going to call you Bukkake Bill for the rest of the season. That was a joke. Fucking chill out over the Chelsea. Yes, they're great. Get over yourselves. I swear to God, if you don't beat Sevilla, you're getting it. You're fucking getting it by fouls because I love Sevilla as it is. You are in trouble. So, you know what? I hate to say it. Same old Arsenal. Flattering to deceive. And you know what? They've got I don't care. Their defence, right, is good enough to be mid-table at best. It is. You cannot tell me that Arsenal's defence is as good as Liverpool's, Man City's, Chelsea's even, and they shit goals. Southampton have got a better defence, tougher. Everton have got a better defence, even though they're shipping some goals. Leicester have got a much better defence. Do you know what the difference is? They haven't necessarily got more skillful players. They've got tougher players, players who want it more, players who can win tackles more. That's the thing. You don't have ball winners in the Arsenal team. You've got all these fancy, flashy eyes. You need another Koscielny in there. You need a Tony Adams. You do. You need someone gritty. You need somebody who's going to sit in the back. Gabriel looks okay, actually, and he could be a good piece if you build the right players around him. But for me, Bellerin, Rob Holding, and Kieran Tierney are at best mid-table players or backup players for your first team. That's what they are, and that's probably why Arsenal do so well in things like the League Cup and the FA Cup. It's because they play good backup players who can get the job done when they're playing average teams. But you know what? Credit to Villa. Can Villa do something special? I think they can. I think Villa and Southampton are both should be kind of reaching for the skies of it. The ceiling's much higher this season for these smaller teams, And I'm looking at Villa and Southampton. I'm thinking if you can keep scoring goals, you could lump Leeds in there as well. There's no reason why you guys can't be pushing for a European spot at the least. And if you're Southampton right now, you're thinking, if it goes our way, we could easily get a top 4. We've seen Leicester do it. That's the great thing about what Leicester did. It's woken up other sides and made them realise, we could have that opportunity too. Anything to add about Arsenal? Being a Chelsea fan, obviously, or do you just want to go on about how Timo Werner's going to wank in your face at the end of the season?
I do want to say some things. Emiliano Martinez, goaltender for Villa, was
goaltender.
Keeper, fine.
What's this ice hockey? Oh, they're a goaltender. He's some slapstick. Those Anaheim Ducks and those Vancouver Canucks. They're doing really well.
Cogs? What the fuck? Okay, either way.
Taking a piss. I know it's the Canucks. I don't want fucking Canadians lighting up our fucking mentions. Not that any Canadian. Anyway, Canada used to have some cracking soccer players, Thomas Radzinski.
Okay. Martinez was the backup for Leno. And people were saying...
Leno?
Yeah, no, Brent Leno.
I know. Jay Leno should have played.
Yes. And people were saying Martinez needs to stay at Arsenal. Arsenal needs to keep him. And they let him go, and he went to Villa, and I guarantee he was smiling from ear to ear, getting this clean sheet against his old team. And this was not... Which,
ironically enough, is what French people say when they have a shit that doesn't touch the sides. There's your shit European racial joke for the week. A clean sheet. I have just had a clean sheet.
Okay.
Martinez. Brilliant.
This wasn't a scrub Arsenal team either. It wasn't like they were playing, like Maitland-Niles or some other motherfucker.
Leave Maitland-Niles alone. I like that kid. I think he's all right. I think he's a good player.
But it's like they had Willian, Aubameyang, Lacazette.
All like Abomination. Never mind Aubameyang.
Like the names that
one might wang after watching this. Plenty of shit puns going on now.
Like Thomas Partey. They spent 45 million on him from...
I think he'll come good. He's a good player. But at the same time, it's all very well and good spending all that money and bringing in a top quality midfielder who's playing around him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're playing...
Why? How is he supposed to play a solid game of football when he's got Sideshow Bob behind him? I hate David Luiz, man. He has never been a good defender, ever. He's Sideshow Bob. Every time he gets on the ball, I half expect him to grab a microphone and start talking like Kelsey Grammer and just be like, I hate you, you insufferable child, Bart Simpson. Why does he keep getting fucking work at good teams? Fuck off. He annoys me. And Arsenal fans, after the problem there, Arsenal fans are like, yeah, he's all right. No, he's not. He's terrible. Stop defending him. Jesus Christ, you used to have Tony Adams and Martin Keown at the back. Now you've got David Luiz, Sideshow Bob, and Rob Holding, who looks like a fucking... Rob Holding's the kind of geezer you bump into in the kebab shop at 1 o'clock in the morning in Bolton. He's that kind of geezer. Nice lad, I'm sure. He's built quite well. He's tough. He was cheap, so ultimately you don't mind. And much like a kebab, right? He does the job. He's cheap, but ultimately it's going to repeat on you later in the season.
Oh, God.
Come on. Sorry. And I love Arsenal as well. I want them to do well. I love their style of football. So don't fucking come at me and say, "You fucking hate Arsenal." I don't. I spent a long time being a fan of theirs. But this is just... Every time I think they're going to do okay, they do something stupid. And I worry that they're not going to even make Europe. They're going to struggle to make Europa League at this rate.
I mean, at this point, they are 11th.
Yeah, it's still early doors. But they've got to start
Manchester City is 10th.
Yeah. I know, it's a weird season. Yeah, it'll come around. It'll come around. Eventually, you'll see some semblance of normality. But I think, honestly, if you're going to cause an upset or there's going to be some wacky things, now's the time to do it. The season of the COVID. The season of the COVIDiot. It's could be something different this season. I look forward to it. I really do. I really hope teams like Villa and Southampton are still there at the end of the season because it's good for the neutral. It's good for people who want to see something different.